So my name is Douglas Jackson, and I am the president and CEO of an organization called Project C.U.R.E. We have been working with Uzbekistan since my father traveled there in about 1995-96. And so we've been very connected to the community. And then it was through some friends here in the embassy that we learned about the tragedy in the Aral Sea region and the people that were stuck there with no ability really to generate revenue from the sea, no health care, and it was really a problem. And it really touched our hearts, and we decided that we needed to help. The tragedy of the Aral Sea was not something that we were taught in school growing up. And so when most people hear about it, they think, wow, there was a lake the size of Lake Michigan that was actually drained. That's incredible. I mean, who does that, right? And so people that are concerned about the environment, people that are concerned about humanitarian issues, people that are concerned about man-made disasters, this really resonates on all fronts. And so part of our job at Project C.U.R.E. has been to educate people about what really happened in that part of the world and man-made climate change in a really big way, right? I mean, what does it take to drain a lake that size? And then what do you do when it's all over? What do you do with the people that are there? What do you do with the land that's there? I mean, you really have to engage in helping to resurrect that part of the community. The truth is, though, that you can't resurrect that part of the community unless you take care of the people. And if the people are sick, if they don't have health care, there is no rebuilding process. Project C.U.R.E. provides all of the medical equipment. So think about x-ray machines and surgical tables and the lights and the anesthesia machines, all of that, and the supplies. So the needles and gloves and syringes and gauze and things like that, that the physicians and nurses and people like that need to take care of the community. That's what we provide. And we do some training and we do some other things too. On the product side, we're working with the largest manufacturers in the world, people like Stryker and Hill-Rom and Baxter, and then distributors like Owens & Minor and AmerisourceBergen, and big hospital corporations like HCA and Memorial Hermann and some of the big hospitals across the United States. But we also get donations from individuals. Our headquarters is in Colorado. There's a lot of people who ski. People who ski mess up their knees. They get crutches and boots and walkers and things like that. What do you do with it when you're done? And the answer is we get it to people who really need it the most. Well, we know that it costs us right around $30,000 to $35,000 to ship a whole 40-foot cargo container. Think a semi-truck trailer. So as many times as we can do that, Project C.U.R.E. will continue to send things. There's no end to the resources. We just need to find the supporters to make this happen. We have been embraced by members here at the embassy, the ambassadors, have really become very close friends. We've got in our office, we have beautiful artwork that has come from Uzbekistan. And so it's been a great opportunity to create a relationship, and that's really wonderful. And then we've worked hand in hand with the government, with the Ministry of Health, to make sure that the things that we send are the things that are needed, and that all of the process will go through really smoothly. And so far it's been a terrific relationship. We've got a great relationship that we're starting with Islamic Relief that I think is going to help fund some more containers. So we'll continue to do that with as many partners as we would like. You know, it's interesting because there are people from Uzbekistan who have come to the United States. They might have immigrated to Europe. They've done very, very well, and they want to help their community. This is a great opportunity for those people to reach out and say, you know, I'd like to change the history of my country. There's people who really care about what happens, and they know that they are in a position like this to take care of people back where they came from. And what a great gift to give to the, you know, to the cradle of where you were born, where you were raised, to go back and take care of those folks. These days it's so easy, just get on the website and you can give and specify and designate where that gift is going to go. It just makes it really easy. Here's what we know, is that life is all built on relationships. And that as long as we continue the relationship and the communication, then we will know how things are going. We send surveys and from time to time we send people back over to do a reassessment and to visit and to look around and say, wow, what we did was great. Here's what we need to do. Here's the next chapter and the next chapter and the next chapter. And that's how we would continue this relationship. The goal is that somebody comes back and says, thank you, Project C.U.R.E. You were here when we needed you. We don't need you anymore. That's the goal. But until that happens, we're here. It has been a couple of opportunities that we've had to be here in the embassy and to do the dinner and to really bring this community in Washington, D.C. together around this issue. And that's been an exciting thing. We've had some really cool things happen. Uzbekistan bought a brand new Boeing jet, big 787 Dreamliner, and we filled the bottom of that plane full of medical supplies and took that over. That doesn't happen every day. But again, we intend to continue to be a part of this rebuilding process until we don't need to do it anymore. So we measure the money, but we also measure the supply. So every time we do a cargo container, it's about $400,000. And so you could just keep adding that up as we've gone over the history of this project. We're talking millions of dollars, worth of medical supplies and equipment. We have worked in 6 of the 7 stands. The only one we have not worked in is Turkmenistan. So we've done a lot of work in that part of the world. Total, we've worked in 138 countries. And on average, we deliver about 4 or 5 of the 40-foot containers every week. So almost one every working day of the week. Because you have giving of money, you have giving of things, you have giving of time. And the thing that drives Project C.U.R.E. is we have 35,000 volunteers in the United States. And these people give of their time. They come to the warehouse. So all of the gifts that we're giving to the Aral Sea region were touched, prepared, shipped by volunteers, which is incredible when you think about that. They don't get anything back. They don't even know. And this is the part of, we were talking about the education piece. We have to teach them that this is your work today. This is where it goes. These are the people that are going to be impacted by it. They're going to never be able to even say thank you to you. But you'll come in the wintertime and work in a cold warehouse in Denver or Chicago. You'll come in the summertime and work in a hot warehouse in Phoenix or Houston for people that you don't even know. Well, that's a cultural phenomenon. And that's the kind of thing that we would like to spread by example and say, here's a group of people that can do this and look at the change that you can make, right? I mean, we talk about the fact that when we deliver a container like that, we actually change the course of history. There was a group of people who, the moms weren't able to raise their babies. A lot of those babies die before they're 5. We know that by statistics. There were dads who went to work and were hurt, and maybe they have a leg problem or an arm problem. They can't provide for their families. But if you go in and you fix the healthcare system, maybe that young kid that wasn't going to make it becomes the next president, the next Nobel laureate, the next inventor, the next whatever. You just change the course of history for the good.